and get
All right, and
started. It's
we
Christine.
are live.
Well,
Okay,
oh, are we are live now? Oh,
we are.
all right. Hey, everybody out there on the live stream. Welcome back. If you were just on our other stream, Mark Hurst from over there. Yeah. I hope that you come over. If you didn't, then you know what we do. We love you. So, anyway, it's another girl night here at Girl Code Dialogue. I was caught off guard, so I wasn't ready for action just yet, but that's okay because Kizzy is not back yet. So we have to wait for Kizzy because Kizzy
Yep.
is our guest. But we do have Sweetest and Trixie and
Hey,
Lovely on. Well, Lovely is offline
hey.
now. Are you there?
Am I potty only? No, I'm not.
I'm definitely here.
Lovely. Come back.
Are you there? Yeah. Lovely, where you go?
I'm here.
So while we wait for Kizzy, what's been going on with you girls' week? What's been happening? I'm gonna smoke my
Oh,
drink.
she's
I
back. Almost back.
I have been enjoying my friends and my family. My dad is in the country from Gambia
Oh,
until the
shit.
7th of June. So I've been really enjoying
Mm.
hanging out with him. I've been enjoying my son. I've been enjoying my brother. I've been enjoying all my family. That's all I've been doing. That's it.
I miss that shit, man. I love fucking going out with my family.
I
What
love
have I been
them. My dad. And
doing?
I only get to see him once a year. I hadn't seen
But
him
like, but
in
that's
two
enough. That's
years.
like
Aw.
I like going. That's why I
Right.
travel though. Like it's so much exciting because I don't see them often. So when I do get to see them, it's like, oh my god, I love you.
See,
I
but
miss
it
you
would be
so
different if
much.
my dad lived in the country. He lives 19 hours a flight,
Oh,
20
that's
plus hours
yeah.
traveling.
That's so
So it'd be
crazy.
different. If he just lived like when he used to live just in San Antonio or like, maybe 2 or 3 hour or even 4 hour flight, that's different than an international freaking $5,000 ticket and like
Oy.
19 hour straight flight if you get a straight flight. Like so
That is
I
a
don't get
lot.
to see him often. So I'm just excited to have him. Yeah.
Did you know I'm about to meet Trixie?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're
We're going to
about to.
meet in Long Beach next month.
We're gonna meet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
we're gonna be doing
excited.
a flight. Yeah, I'm
I'm kind
excited.
of nice in real life. Just saying, kind of.
No, maybe not. Why are you
Depends,
lying? Why are you always
depends.
lying? Are you she
It
nice.
just depends.
Nice don't
No,
really
some
get you
people,
far.
it just depends.
So
Some people think I'm a
That's
bitch. It
true.
just depends. It just depends on
Well,
how, like,
it's
people,
really your definition of what a fucking bitch is,
exactly.
and
It
it
just
really depends
depends.
on who it's coming from and what
if they
perspective
think
they
you're
have.
a bitch,
Exactly.
they
Because
probably
honestly,
deserve it.
do I give a fuck about the perspective?
I
It
do.
really, really, it really, really makes a difference.
So what
Most
I've
times
been
I don't give
getting
a
back,
fuck.
yeah, like I've been getting back into shape. It's like Long Beach, swimsuit season's coming up. So yeah.
Mm.
And I've been doing my modeling thing. So yeah, still go. Don't forget to go vote.
Oh,
I'm still in the contest
oh,
for the
Kizzy,
Link
I
in
mean some of
bio.
the contest.
Where's your link in
Yeah, link
where
in
bio?
is she?
Shit.
bio.
Oh, she's
So
here. She's
All
here.
right.
Hey, hey,
Kizzy,
she's
wait.
here.
Oh, Lovely's
She's
still
fucking
by the
back.
way. She's in a
She's fucking back.
blank
Hi.
screen right now. Yeah. Hey Kizzy.
Oh, I know, I
Hey,
know.
Trixie.
So we woke up
Kizzy.
Hey,
this
Flower.
morning. We woke up this morning and with like the world was great, and then we woke up this morning and everything was fucking glitching out because of the new Meta
There's
Horizon
updates.
updates,
Yeah.
bro. Can you get that shit together? Meta Horizon hashtag fix this shit, please. Um, like seriously, man, because it was like so aggravating. Look what happened. People could fall in here. People can grab my logos. This shit's fucking crazy. Anyway, for people out there on the stream, my special guest, our special guest tonight is Miss Kizzy, y'all. And for all you people out there, she's a world creator here in Meta Horizon Worlds. Very talented. As you see, most of the worlds that we go to are just like phenomenal and blow your mind. Well, this one in particular didn't only just blow my mind, but it helped me heal. And yeah, Kizzy, I'm so excited to have you here.
Hi.
why,
I'm
why
excited
did you
to be
tell,
here.
why did you tell, why don't you tell everybody on this stream what you do in this space, like other than like just world creating, like who you are and what you do?
Um, well, I I do a lot in the community. Like I bounce around and meet a lot of people. I like to explore other people's worlds and hang out with my friends. Um, and I mean, a lot of my time is building. If I'm not out hanging out, I'm mostly building or I'm hanging out with my friends, really.
what brought you into the metaverse? Like how long, because you've been here a
Really?
really long time.
I
I've been
have
here for
been.
a while. Yeah, I've been here for a while. When I first came in, your world was already like one of the top worlds known creator here in Meta Horizon worlds. So yeah, like how long have you actually been in VR?
Man, I came in, I believe, 2021. So how I came in here was my friend's little brother had a headset and he got one for his birthday. And so when I went to look at it a few months later, I tried it on and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And so every time I would go over to their house, I would ask for it. And then one day, he decided he wanted to be stingy with it, and I was like, oh, I'm grown, I can just buy one. And so
Yeah.
I just went and bought one.
Hey, BB, if
And
you fall
then
in there, I promise you I'm gonna hurt you. Okay. Don't okay. All right.
He's gonna have to join the podcast.
He's like, this is feminine energy only. We castrate him on Tuesdays. That's the only reason why he's allowed in here, okay?
Uh-oh.
What? Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah, we're not supposed to tell people that, but it is what it is. He doesn't like it, but business is business. So anyway, now, so like when you came, so that's a really fucking long time, first off. And second, what
yeah.
Flex.
so like for me, like when I came in here, right? I really came in here during a time that I didn't even know that I was looking for something or that I was seeking something that I wasn't getting outside in the reality in the tangible world, right?
hmm
So like was that one of the things that brought you into the social network, and is that one of the things that keeps you in the social network?
Well, I think I've always kind of like games where you can interact with other people. Like I've played games when I was a kid. Like I don't know if you've heard of like Club Penguin or Pop Tropica, stuff like that on the computer. And so then when I got on here, the first thing I really wanted to do was just be social. Like where are the people at? So I went and I started off in Rec Room and I would explore Rec Room. There's a lot of kids over there, so I couldn't really do much socializing. But I thought that was really cool. I put the headset down, I picked it back up because I realized, well, I remembered that Meta said they were dropping a new game, something that had to do with Facebook. And so I typed in Facebook and Horizon Worlds popped up. And then I came in, and this was in January. I came in here and then I was just like, oh wow, like I was looking like, look at my little character. I was so excited. I was just like, all right, where's all the people at? Where are all these worlds at? I was ready to come in here and explore and make friends. I was ready.
I think that's why like I don't know. Like for me it's so much different because like I was not expecting to make the type of interconnections that I have in this space, right? Because I've always been like somebody that's been like out type person, like so not even like I'm so private too. So it's crazy that I'm doing a podcast now. So, you know.
You see?
That part,
Put it
right?
all out there.
Right? You know what I mean? But the crazy thing is, it's just me that it's like, not in private mode. It's on public, so, but whatever.
Yeah.
Um, have y'all been to Kizzy's Dream yet? Y'all ladies, have y'all been to Kizzy's
I'm pretty
Dream?
sure you took me there. I'm pretty sure
Hmm.
that's one of the
Yeah.
first
Yeah,
worlds
yeah.
you took me
I
to.
take everybody there because you like you don't even fucking
Kizzy's
know.
Dream.
I swear we cried in there. I think that's what
Right.
I remember.
Like a little bitch. I was like,
I'm pretty
So
sure.
beautiful.
somebody. Yeah, I tell you what. No, seriously, in like those balls that you had in there, right? Those balls, like,
hmm
and you would just let them go, and like they would just float, kind of just slowly away. And I used to imagine this is the time I was leaving my ex, and I was like, I used to imagine like they were just like frustrated energy, like just like so much like what I was letting go, and I would go in there every night, and I would just like boom, and it helped me so much. And because of that, right, and because of what I do in real life, right, I saw how much it can help on an emotional, spiritual, and neurological level in creativity. So with your creativity, I have to ask you, like, where did it come from? Where, like, what inspires you?
Well, the type of things that I like to build in here, I like to build things that I feel as aesthetically pleasing to look at. So I've always kind of liked different things. And the backstory behind that world is I remember when I was younger, I would look up like teleporting. I would be like how to teleport on Google, and it said like you have to get a mirror, and then you have to
Oh shit.
vision where you want to go, and then you could go through it. But I never did it because I was scared I couldn't come back. So I didn't. I was too afraid to do it. But I was like, it was nice
Never
to
sleep with
know.
the mirror next to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're not supposed to do that. But
Maybe I should try it.
And
I don't know.
Maybe.
you said what'd you say?
I said maybe
I'll
I
come
should
get
try
you,
it.
Tricks. I'll come get you.
We lose
I'm
you.
scared. I'm scared to get stuck. I know y'all saw that movie Mirrors.
There was an
But,
Australian show called Mirror Mirror. That's kind of cool. But they like travel to the mirror.
Mhm. And so one day I was thinking about that time, and I was like, I can just build something like that in here. And I've always liked the sceneries, like the ocean fantasy sceneries.
Yeah.
So I tried to make it as close to that as I could for what I knew how to do.
This is so dope, man. That's so fucking cool. Like, okay, what? Can you hear me? What? You're pointing at me. I don't know what you're doing. Somebody's in
He's
here.
stuck. Bring him to the
You-
corner.
See, come
Yeah.
on, get
Who's
you.
that?
Come on, come on, come on.
Someone
That's
keeps
what you
fading
get.
for me,
This way, come on.
My bad. I got
Right here.
stage drift. I'll put it up.
Oh yeah,
All
sure.
right, all right. No chancla for you today. No, just kidding. Put it back on. My little coach.
That's funny.
I like the opposite. I'd be like throwing coaches and shit, like your little Prada sandals and shit. At least you're gonna get beat
yeah.
in like fashion. Like
Mhm. That part.
it's gonna leave you a nice little mark. It's gonna be Versace. Oh, shit. Let me stop before I get banned. Anyway, now this is 18 and up. And honestly, because I don't know if you ever watched any of my streams before, but honestly, and it feels a little bit separated. The other one we had a couch, so it felt a little bit more more comfortable, right? Do y'all ladies like this? Like I feel like I've missed
I
the
like
fucking
it.
couch. I know your ass
I'm
does.
used to the couch.
No, fuck this. Okay, well, I'm being outruled, but whatever. Okay.
I like the couch.
I like
It's
it.
fancy. I love it.
Well, I
Me
put
I feel like
too.
a whole
nice
queen
little
right here.
crowns. Exactly. Get
Yeah,
the fucking
same. I like this a
crowns.
lot
Get the
better than the
prize.
couch.
Yeah, me too.
Fuck.
I agree.
Get it together, women.
Mhm.
You're the fucking prize. That's why they go Google
It
Gaga
does
for
look
you.
like
Get it
the crown on
together.
the top, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I know.
We were. So we sit on the couch. We get high. Well, I get high. Sometimes
high
we drink,
too.
sometimes we don't. And she gets high. Literally gets high. And we just talk and we kind of bullshit. We just talk about like deep, like what it's like to be a woman here, a female, feminine energy in this space, in the metaverse,
Yeah.
and in real life, and how they merge, right? Like, it's difficult. It's a difficult thing to navigate in this space. Being a woman in here and being able to understand how social networking and social perception interact in here. It's much different, right? Because we're not working on the body language. We're not doing body language, right? We're not getting that input. We are literally just working on voices, tone of voice, and every
Yeah.
once in a while, mannerisms.
Yeah.
As
Definitely
we can,
mannerism.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going with this, so somebody
I
fucking help
feel
me.
like it's very true because Trixie, one
Fucking
time she
somebody
wanted to
talk.
make her booty
She's like,
bigger,
"Me?"
but she felt like there was too many eyes.
So shocked.
And so she took the booty off. And today
my
she decided to get out of her bubble and she got a BBL, but it's just like it's a lot where she doesn't like to be looked at. But I'm like, girl, we all have booties on here. It's okay.
So what
Can we show
fuck?
them the
Hold
booty?
Hold on. Time out. She's hold on. I gotta call it. I gotta fucking call it. Because I'm about to call it.
That is so
So you're
funny.
telling me that you're not gonna get a BBL in the metaverse, but you're gonna go put your bathing suit pictures on Instagram? What?
Because it was too much
Make it
eyes.
make
They were all
sense.
looking at her
What?
booty.
Everybody,
It's
oh,
different.
because that they're
How?
looking.
One is
and not
IRL, the
assuming
other
that they're
is
looking.
digital.
Is that what it is?
I feel like there's more people here that like around than in real life. Like in real life, it's
That's
quiet
true.
around me.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
Maybe one or two people. see me in
You
my
run into
swimsuit.
way more people. in
Not
here.
really.
That's not
Like,
true.
people-
Not when it's on
If
your
you know
Instagram.
me,
You got
I
thousands of
swear,
people.
fuck.
way I live, it's like maybe you'll see one or two people around. That's how quiet it is. Yeah.
What about you? Like shit. How about you? Anybody be trying to hit on your hubby? They be trying to get it, huh,
You
Kizzy?
talking about me?
Yeah, they be
Talking
trying to
about
take you
me.
to Popcorn Palace and shit. Yeah. I saw the take you. I saw that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like
Yeah,
my
I swear to
avatar
God.
is kind of small.
What
But
happened? You're
I wanted
small.
I chose to be small though, just
Yeah.
because I don't know. I just I don't know. I just wanted a little avatar. I guess I don't know.
Do you would
there's
you
no
would
true
you
meaning
say
behind it.
would you say that you are authentically you in this space? Like when you're going around, when you're talking to people, you are you. Just like you
Oh
would be
yes,
if you were outside, like if they were in a real
yes.
meetup. Yeah. See, and
Like
I feel
very
like most
extrovert or
people
introverted.
that do their avies that are similar to their personality or their persona, right? I feel like
Mm-hmm.
those people like are usually the ones that are truly
Oh, thank
more
you, Daddy.
authentic. They are more
Like you scared
themselves,
the crap
right? And
out
a
of me.
lot
I
of
don't.
people that come in here in a different kind of abbey or whatever, it's because they're trying to reach and enjoy. Even, sometimes it's fun to be something else, but the ones that are consistent with it and they're never consistent with a consistent look. And I feel like that's a big thing. I just barely fucking noticed that shit, man. That's crazy.
I like to be a vampire sometimes.
I'm gonna start fucking
Oh
asking.
yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
know
start
that.
asking everybody that. I'm just like going up to random people. Like, are you authentically you? No, just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
Do you think everyone's gonna say yes though? I feel like
No,
everybody.
no, nobody
No,
is gonna. No, hell no, man. There's some people will sit there and tell you straight up, no.
no, I'm not like this in real life.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. They will.
Oh,
Have you ever told? Have you anybody told you that they're not them?
I mean, I can just look at people's pictures and look at their avatar and tell they're not them.
Oh, I
Catfish.
thought you meant personality.
Oh, I mean
Well,
both. I
yeah,
mean, authentically
both.
me, I'm who
Yeah.
I am in my
Well, yeah.
physical and in my personality. I think I'm all of that. So I try to be like who I am physically and here with everything. So I mean,
Yeah.
who I am is who I am in my physical and my spiritual and in
Your
my,
boo boo. Your
so
boobies that big. Your boobies that big.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm a teacup. I'm not.
No, I'm just kidding. I know. I know. She got
Mine
my
used
sis
to
got
be
Oh,
burnt
I
that
hair
way.
did. Remember when
before.
I got burned my
Yeah.
teeth? I showed us. Oh, I forgot I
Yeah.
sent them to you. I was so
Yeah.
scared.
Yeah. But it's poor baby. It was so scary, man.
It
That shit was
was.
scary.
Damn, we're so
Anyway.
close. I really showed you my bare boobs. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Where's my picture?
Yeah.
I did. Remember, y'all remember last year when I burned myself? I had those like really bad burns on my chest from when
Oh
I spilled that stuff.
Yeah,
I
but
Oh
you're
freaked the
yeah.
hell out,
here now. Fuck. Where you
and
been,
I sent
Kizzy?
the picture. I sent the picture to
What do you
Sue. I
mean?
was like, "Look at my
Oh,
boobs.
I
They're so
hide.
glowing."
no,
Yeah.
I
yeah.
go into hiding
Yeah.
sometimes, only because I don't like the drama that's in here.
Oh
And
yeah.
so when I come out in
I'm
the
the same as you,
public and I'm
Kizzy.
around everybody, huh?
Where's my tea? Wait.
No, she said the
I
sweetest of
said
the
I'm the same
sweetest.
as you. I don't
Oh,
come on here
yeah,
except for
like I'll
this
come
because of
out.
that.
Exactly. I'll come
Mhm.
out, I'll mingle, but as soon as some starts hit the fan, I'm like, all right, y'all, build mode. I will see y'all. Kizzy, where you
Yeah,
been?
I ain't gonna
I've
lie.
been gone.
I'm the same way,
That's
Kizzy, a
that's one
girl
thing
for
about being a
real.
creator that is kind of nice
I
though.
don't even
Like
get in
you know
build.
what?
I
Yeah,
don't
you
even
can
put a
hide in
headset
build
on.
mode.
I gotta
I don't do
go.
drama at all. I will go ghost.
Gotta go.
I
I am
won't even
out
put
of
the
Till you hit
here.
headset
deadline.
on. I'll be in a whole different space. I'll be hanging out with my friends in my real life, telling them how fucked up shit
Oh
is.
shit.
Like, let me tell you how to dump
Seriously.
You talk to your
Yeah,
real life friends about VR?
all of them.
Mhm.
Yeah, they
Wait, in
hated
and
it.
out for you.
Mhm.
They think I don't
Man,
shouldn't
my
be on
friends
here,
think
but I
I'm
love my
crazy. I don't
friends
talk
on
to them
here.
about the VR.
Oh, I'm
I don't
honest
talk
with
to
my
them
friends. They
about it
know I'm
anymore.
crazy.
Me neither.
They
Never
know I'm
again.
crazy. But like even my
Yeah,
real
I
life
know you
friends,
are.
like I'll call and talk to Sue, and they know her. They know my girl because
Mhm.
she's
Oh,
my
okay.
girl, and this is Sue
Yeah.
is my IRL at this point. That this is my
Yeah.
baby right here.
Yeah,
I love me
yeah, I
some
feel
shit.
you.
You know what I'm saying? So like
Yeah.
there's no blur for that for me. And I'm just a very open person. The way that I am on here is how
Mhm.
I am in real life. And so it gets a little bit hairy on here when you can't really just like be like
Be
how when you're around a lot of people on here are not like what you're talking about, even as your personality, like you say you're authentically you.
Yeah.
They're
No,
not.
you're
They're
right.
fucking they're awful people on here in a way that they would at
Yeah.
least hide IRL, but on here they're just completely fucked off. You know
Yeah,
what I
they're
Yeah.
mean?
very fucked
And
up.
I'm not okay with that because I'm not that way. So I just stay off of here. I'll pop on here for this
See,
because I
but I
love
feel
being
like
with my sisters,
that's
and
why we should
that's the IRL I'm at.
normalize calling this shit out. Like no more. Like why, it's the same type of and this is what and this goes with personal and this goes also with business. Okay.
Mhm.
If we are doing something in the outside world, right? Because we are a condensed amount of people that you would not be interacting with on a daily basis
Yeah,
normally
for sure.
physically. Okay. At all. So you're
Facts. Because
at
what?
all.
Most of these people would never accidentally rub elbows with me.
No, it's
We
true.
don't hang
No,
out in the same
It's like
spots,
a
baby.
TV show in
No.
here.
but
I feel like it's
you
like
know,
a
It
reality.
is.
Reality TV. Yep.
but the thing is, right? The thing to remember is, right? If I was when I was in high school, right? Like that's probably like fuck it, I don't care. They call us the rebels. They call us the ones that go, whatever. We're the renegades. I don't care, right? I don't care. If we didn't see when I was concentrated in high school and middle school around this type of energy, what would I was that person that was like, you know what? She might not fight you, but I will. You get what I mean? Like I couldn't stand bullying.
Exactly.
I couldn't stand none of
Yep.
that shit. I would call it out. Even with like substitute teachers. Like one
Same.
time I had a substitute teacher and like all these like little gangster cholo wannabes want to be all like, oh, and that's like throwing erasers at this poor fucking substitute teacher that's just trying to do her job. Yo, I stood up in
Yep.
front of that job and I was like, let's go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't do like I'm not with that. So like why are we allowing right now the way I handled it as a child was not the right way, correct? Now we're adults. Majority of the
Yeah.
people that are socializing in this type of aspect are fucking adults.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
why aren't we handling it
Exactly.
outwardly correctly, kind of like what we're doing here, right? And that's podcast, that's dialogue, that's talking about it. It's
Because some
pulling
people
the mask
feed off
back.
different things. I feel like
Right,
Because what?
right.
some people feed off different things. That's why we can't all
So
sit down. We don't
what
all have the same.
happens when you cut it though, right? What happens when you cut feeding it, right? You can't sit there and be like, oh, wham, but we're not going to cut it either. See, I know what's allowed in my space because I'm going to cut it
Mhm.
as soon as I see it. And most of the time we don't do that because why? Most of the time, a lot of people are looking for validation in here. A lot of validation seeking going on because of the lack of that emotional need that we're not getting in the other reality. Because this is reality, right? This is real.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
your brain. You are wiring your brain every day that you're in here in some way, in an emotional way, or even in a physical way. Eye hand
Mm-hmm.
coordination, balance,
True.
cognition, pattern recognition. I mean, the list goes on.
Who's having a barbecue?
And I feel
But
like you're self-aware. Like you don't allow certain stuff in your spaces. You try to be the best version of yourself you can be. Some people are just not like that. They just feed off of negativity. They like it. They like causing mess. They like causing drama. If
Mhm.
something happens to them, it may
Mhm.
seem upsetting, but they like. I don't know why they're attracted to that feeling of that negative. But if you don't like it, I feel like you're not gonna be around that. You're gonna try to get away from that. If you like it, you're gonna keep putting yourself in a position to have
To
that stuff
to
towards
keep
you.
going in there,
Because a
and it's
lot of that
usually
stuff is mhm.
no. Go ahead. I want to.
A lot of that drama stuff. Sometimes it like it'll touch me a little bit, but it's never like it doesn't. I don't like for that. It's kind of like work. I don't like to bring meta home.
Mm.
So if I feel like I'm bringing that shit home, if it touches
Yeah.
me, I will immediately
Yeah.
move back from
Yep,
it.
that
Like,
part.
but
See, but
if you
that's
find yourself
so
consumed in
interesting.
it all the time, if this is your life and meta, you on here, you're in the drama, you always up in the mix, you got to look at yourself because why is
Mm-hmm.
that touching you like that when it taps me on the shoulder, but I I leave.
Same.
Right. But
Same, Kizzy.
I want to say something that I find that you say that is very interesting, right? And it's
Hmm.
like you're at work, almost like I don't bring meta home, right? And
Nope.
you made a comment earlier about the division in it, and I see, and I think that's also the difference too, right? Because as far as like personal interrelationships, and when I do work network in here, because I understand that reality is reality, and what I feed myself is going to project and create the path that I'm going on. So I treat it as such, just as such as in real life. There is no difference, right? The true authentic me is right here. There is, when I take it off, the conversation continues. It doesn't stop. The energy continues. Um,
So, oh, go
so
ahead. Sorry.
no. And I think it's interesting because Lovely feels this way too, and it's a
Yeah,
division.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
But I
division
think it's because I've
between
always
like
played video games,
bringing
so it's
in.
very much like, I don't know, very easy for me to see it that way.
I
Yeah.
feel
But I
like though.
definitely
I
know that
feel
you
like
see it very different. Yeah.
no. I feel that. I feel like that's so interesting because as far as gaming and social gaming, right? There is still part of that interconnection. People do meet on there. People do have relationships
You
with
have your
there.
clans,
People
your
do,
team. Yeah.
right? But I feel as though the connections that are created in here are a lot different because it's increasing the sensory input on the that you're and that emotion that you're getting, right?
Oh, yeah,
So
definitely.
it's a lot more than that, because the person that you are interacting with might not see it that way, and it's not, they're not putting on a game with that expectation of a game, right? They're in here with different expectations, and I think understanding, and actually Sweet has actually helped me understand this. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
understanding everybody's perspective is different,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, it
I think
is
right?
there's
because,
like a
like what
win.
Kizzy.
There's
Mhm.
Hmm.
there's like a divide though. Like when I say don't take it
I
home,
got a cough, y'all.
my friends, like, my friends and whoever I interact with, if if they're good and they're positive and I feel like they're for me, I'm gonna take that home. I really care about these people
Yeah.
in real
You'll
life.
still check
I
on
care
them.
about
Yeah.
these people. But there's still on this game some aspect of it is just a game, and that's only when it comes to those people who are, what do they call them? Because
Dicks.
this
The
is like a
trolls.
matrix.
I call them
Oh,
dicks.
they're agents. They're like
NPC. Yeah, they're
NPCs.
agents. Those
NPCs.
people. I don't let those people take
Like
me
I
home.
call
I don't
them,
take those
I
people
call them
home.
Smiths. I call them like Agent Smiths.
Exactly. I
They're
don't
agents
take
of
that
like,
type of stuff home with
destruction,
me.
and they're agents of like disruption, like trying to disrupt like the
Exactly.
things that
Exactly.
you
I
got
don't
going
like
on
to let
in.
that get
Yeah,
to me.
I
But
feel
my
you on
real
that.
connections with my real friends and anybody, I'm taking that home. I love these people. But
So there
anything
isn't.
outside of
So it's
that,
a balance, right? So there
there's a
isn't a
balance.
disconnect,
Exactly. There's
right?
a
And then like how,
balance.
and I think that's so amazing because if we would have left the connection, if we would have left the conversation earlier, right? And this is just for perspective, like viewers would have not understood that there is a balance in that, right? That there isn't
Hmm.
actually a disconnect in that.
Exactly.
That there is possible ways of having interpersonal connections and still having a disconnect, which is why we get into dialogue, guys.
Right.
Hey.
But like just like with anything, when you're dealing with other people, there's like an infinite possibility. So there is very
Infinite, man.
possible for people to come in here and just keep it
Man.
as a game. They come on here and then they just interact, and when they take it off, they dump. And it just really depends on what they have going on. Like I've met people on here that they do a good job of, and it's not even necessarily something that is hard for them to keep like a separation, and it has a lot to do with the fact like their stuff that they have in real life takes up so much of their heart space, their energy and everything. And so like when they come on here, they're not opening themselves up to all of that. They're gonna have a good time. They're on here to party, to look around, to
Yeah.
interact, and even maybe even share
Users.
some love. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
after they cut this off, they're going back to their wife, their kids, or their husband, or their
Yeah, that shit is
responsibilities,
wild
and
to
that
me,
takes up a
yo.
lot.
That
So
shit is wild to me.
they're not necessarily open to all of the other
Damn.
extra levels
Priest.
of the
Yeah.
stuff that's on here. And I can understand that because life be life, and you're not going to necessarily have a whole bunch of heart space for all the stuff that goes on around here on top of taking
Exactly.
care of everything you got.
Yeah,
When you cut this
exactly.
off is when you cut it off and focus all the energy you got on what you got. And then when you cut it
Yep.
on, it's a vacation away from all of that. And you keep it
is.
separate so that it's healthy. It's
You
like a
just
little
have so much
vacation away.
going on IRL that you're not gonna be worried about
I've
all
met
this
people
when
like that.
you go home.
Right.
Like,
Wait, what if you meet people from VR in real life and then it gets
You
weird?
can, I mean, that happens too because a lot of, I mean, that's just another level of it. Some people will take it that far. You know what I mean? Like they'll take it to the real life. Some people, again, the people that have like a straight line, it's different in that
Yeah.
aspect for them. They're not really necessarily interested in necessarily just meeting people in real life and having like their real
Yeah.
life intertwined. You know,
and
it
I
might
think
not
that's
be
okay if you're
feasible.
like putting it out there, you know, like
Yeah, it's very
for me,
okay.
I'm very honest about it. Like Stu said it, I've said it, you know, like this is a game to me.
I want
Like
to meet her.
you are an avatar to me. Like you will probably never meet me IRL. You will probably never get to my
Oh.
like personal Instagram. Like we are VR, you
Right.
are VR to me. Like I probably like that's just what it is for me. And I'm very straight up. Like my family would find it crazy. Like if they like I have them all blocked, they would think this is crazy that I'm on here like making friends and like, you know, like and it's to me, that's just how it is for me, you know, which I know like with me and Sue, that's why it's like hard for us sometimes because she's like, what the hell? Like what you think like that? And it's like, yeah, I do. Like I played many
I don't
video
think
games
that way,
and
but
I know, I think you're like
understand.
on the same where you like showed her that, yeah.
Yeah, I
Which
don't
maybe
think
we
that
can
way, but I
talk and you can
understand
definitely
it.
like, yeah,
Mhm.
introduce me to that because yeah, to me it's like,
Coming
yeah,
to your
no,
house
this
this
is like
weekend.
a video
Lovely
game. Yeah,
weekend.
like I send Trixie these things where it's like people are like, I'm in your city, and I'm like, okay, have fun. Like, what do you want me to do about
Like,
that?
for real? Like, wait a minute.
I
Like,
always think I'm
okay.
saying because it's like
I'm like,
it
good
is
for
and it is, like,
you.
there, like, I'm like,
Yeah.
And I feel you on that. I've got friends
Yeah.
that are like that, you know, and I've met a couple people on here that are like that. And there is absolutely zero wrong with that. Just because you're in
Yeah.
this space doesn't mean you owe anyone to
Yeah.
get into your personal IRL space at all.
Exactly.
Like, there's nothing wrong with it. This is just another form of social media. You know what I mean? This is
Yeah,
it
right.
just
I'm back, y'all.
welcome back.
I
But yeah, this is just
I
another
coughed
form
so
of
damn hard.
Yeah.
I fucking clinched myself, man. That shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
solid.
I was, and now my throat burns because like the whole time I was
Aw.
talking my ass off, I was trying to hold in my cough, and
Oh
now it
my
fucking
God.
burns. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Damn
crazy.
girlfriend.
What did I miss? Did I miss some good shit? I feel like I missed some good shit.
yes.
You
Lovely
were gone
says
for
we're
like
never
2
gonna meet her
seconds.
in real life, and I start crying.
I was just saying, yeah, like, to me this is, and I'm very honest about it, you know, like even with whoever I really like, I'm really close to, like, you're like, you know, it's just how it is for me. It's definitely a,
Wait,
yeah,
I don't know.
I
if
come in
missed
here to
it.
escape. It's a game. Yeah. Me and Sweetest are gonna meet together so she can like help me see this differently because I definitely don't see it.
Well, but lovely, listen to me. Like I don't, I definitely, I see, I don't see it like you do. But guess what?
Oh, yeah.
I completely
Over
respect
some
your
wine.
perspective.
Yeah.
I completely respect your perspective
sorry.
because I understand the value
Thank
of like
you.
you
Yeah.
have a lot going. Like you is your like I get it.
Yeah,
Everybody has
because,
uses this differently. You know, I
Yeah.
know people that play video games. Like my son, for example, he'll play video games, and he has friends that he's had playing his video games since he was freaking 7. He's 17 now. He has absolutely zero desire to meet his homies.
Exactly.
Like they talk on Discord, they talk shit, swallow spit. He's just like, all right, that's cool. And guess what? They don't even know his real name. They call him Ronnie. That's not his
Exactly.
damn name.
Yeah,
But-
if it wasn't for
but I-
Facebook, I would not have my name out here either. But I don't know how to fix that. So
So I get it. Like I get it. And there's nothing to
My
fix
hand
with
controls
that.
the
But
flip.
I will say
Yeah.
this. I will say this. If you meet someone and connect with them on such a deep level that you do want to like cross that line and you feel like so inclined to do so, don't block your blessings and don't block yourself from being
Yeah,
able to like
yeah. I would
connect with
definitely have
someone
to be
that is your
very, very trusting of
lifelong.
that. Yeah.
Like
Like,
it's
and it's
easy, you know?
hard.
It would take
There,
me.
you
I
see
guess
so
I
much
take a lot
bullshit in
longer to
here.
trust people. Yeah, it would take me at least 5 years to be like, yeah,
And
you
there's
can come
nothing wrong
over,
with
you
that.
can
Wait,
meet my
are we talking
kids,
about
like, no.
meeting? Are we talking about
Yeah.
meeting?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's fine too. It take all the time that you need. There's
That's what I'm
nothing wrong
saying,
with
like-
that
like
because
that-
a lot
that
of these people
meme
are
must really
weird.
love me. She thought about it. Yeah.
No, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you find
love me,
somebody that you
bitch.
feel like I could trust her with my kids, or just like knowing my family, or you know, like
Right.
where I'm at,
Oh, yeah.
it
Yeah.
takes a lot. It's not
No,
just
that's
like
You're
anyone,
smart.
definitely.
You're a real
Yeah.
mama.
Yeah.
That's a real thing because your
Yeah.
number one job as being a mom
Hell
and
yeah.
all that is protecting, and you have to protect
Mhm.
yourself. And in protecting yourself, you're protecting your babies. I
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah, Kizzy's a mommy. You're a Kinsey
Yeah,
Virgo?
I am. So
Oh,
I get
kisses
it,
and mommy.
lovely. I'm right with you.
Oh,
Kisses and mommy
good.
too.
Because man,
Oh,
some
I
of these
didn't know
people are
that.
weirdos, and they just
Okay.
let
Yeah.
people just let them be weird. Don't even call them out on the shit. Then I look
Well,
like
fuck
I'm the
that.
bad guy when
I'm
I'm
There's
like,
too
don't worry,
many
look,
guys.
stories
Don't
out.
worry.
Like, there's way
Oh,
too
so
many
many
stories
stories.
I'm
of
on
these
it.
crazy
I'm on
people
it.
out here.
Oh
Call them all
yeah.
out. But if I end up dying, y'all know why. You know what I mean?
Damn.
But I'm gonna be a true Virgo. Might as well be a true Virgo. So fucking
Oh my
sacrificing.
Yes.
Whoop-de-doo. I never make it to the end of the horror movie, man. It's not-
Oh, Sue.
I feel like if I didn't have kids though, I would probably be more open to meeting people. I would give it some time,
Yeah.
but my friends, I would meet my friends, people who I
right.
felt
That
I
makes
was
a lot of
close to, who
sense.
I've known for years. If I didn't have
Yeah.
kids,
That makes a
but
lot of sense.
thank God. Yeah, I
You
would
gotta
be,
protect yourself and
and
protect,
it's
and by
traveling
protecting you
too.
gotta protect
Like,
them.
show
Yeah,
me your city.
right.
Yeah.
I
That
fucking love
makes
that
sense.
shit though. You see, I don't have kids, right? Like I got the joy of raising some and then sending, not sending them out, they got taken. But anyway, you
Oh,
know,
Sue.
like or well not really, but
Right.
they're still around, the situation. But anyway,
Okay.
and so yeah, I got to do that. But I also, you know what though? This is funny, guys. You know what I just found out? I
Okay.
never thought about that PCOS and the endometriosis might not be the only reason why I could not get pregnant for the last 10 years.
Hmm.
It was probably because I was with somebody that
Being with an
was
asshole.
no,
Sorry.
he was an asshole at that. But um but because he had a different blood type than me.
Oh yeah.
What?
Like if you have people that are different
Yeah.
blood types, like if you're negative and they're
Matters.
positive and vice
I didn't
versa.
I
know
didn't know that.
that.
I didn't
But
know
they've
that
got drugs for
either.
that.
Yeah, which
They've got
makes sense
drugs for
because
that.
I had like two chemical releases. So, it was anyway, I don't know how I got it. But oh, because I don't have kids. That's right.
Yeah,
See,
yeah,
I smoked some weed. This is what happened, kids. we're just on the back porch talking, okay?
We are.
no, no, but I was like, either I have kids, right? By the time I'm 40, and if I don't, then I'm just gonna say "F it" and travel. But I've already been traveling for so long, and I still want to travel. Like I still haven't seen enough yet.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
I feel like I was a
But
gypsy
It's never
another
ending. You can keep
another
going.
life. But if I just saw Instant Family, right? And that one always sparks a fucking flare in me because I'm like, I'm gonna go get me a teen.
a teen.
Adopt, yeah, adopt a kid. Be,
Girl, if
adopt
you
a
want to adopt
parent.
something so bad, you could adopt me.
I have a child if you want.
Oh my gosh, Trixie.
Oh, hell no.
Look.
I know Kimberly. Like, oh, fuck that.
Damn.
I didn't get my door slammed.
I'm telling you, Trixie, you're patient.
Oh my
Oh
God,
my God.
Trixie. Oh,
Yeah, you
Trixie
probably
is
said she's gonna.
you're stuck,
She's
Trixie.
coming
I'm
to
not gonna
Long
let you
Beach.
just I'm not gonna let you
Yeah.
stay
Yeah.
stuck like that because you'll be mad.
You
You look
gotta
crazy.
change.
Change
your
like an
stuff.
earring or something, girlfriend.
It
You
looks
look
like your
crazy.
hands are in your tits.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not moving.
What?
Looking
stuck
down.
this whole time. Damn. Oh.
No, you haven't. Not this whole
Not
time.
the whole time.
It's been
Well, I
like
kept
literally like
forgetting-
maybe 5 minutes
Oh.
at
Oh,
the
I
most.
crashed. Oh, I changed my hand controller battery. Died. That's what happened.
Okay, that's what it was. See?
Excuse me.
I always get so fucking nervous. Like every like, because we're going like to the AWE to go meet. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be meeting some people that I'm not like everybody that I met. Was close with. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
close with.
It's fine.
So and now I'm gonna meet people like that I'm not close with. I know, I see them, I know them, but I don't know them
Mhm.
like that. You know what I mean? So it always feels like
Yeah.
a first day of school. Like
Oh my
every
God, how exciting.
yeah, I know. I'm like, what am I gonna wear? What am I gonna wear? What am I gonna do? Like, what if they don't like me? What if they don't like me?
What?
Like,
Sue, damn.
Mhm.
they're not gonna like me. They're all gonna laugh at me. Like Carrie started
Girl,
going
fuck
off in
them.
my head and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I aim to not be
Who
like.
gives a damn?
Here we go.
they'd be throwing tampons at me. Like, no.
Mm-mm.
Do you need some
You still
Oh,
frozen
fuck.
trick. Yeah.
I haven't changed
Yeah.
my. It's so slow. This menu. Oh my god.
See, and I don't think people get that. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I've met women all the way up in their 103, 104, and, to the youngest, all in between. Insecurity is so fucking human. You know what I mean? It's so fucking
Mhm.
human. It's just acknowledging and knowing and what you're doing with that insecurity and what it's triggering and understanding what that is. Like what that makes a fucking difference. You know what I mean? But it's just fucking human. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I've been learning that as I've been teaching other people that. That's crazy. I'm like the fucking wedding planner, you know?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I'm the, I can't I'd be giving badass tea, but fuck. Tell me to do 5 squats. I'm like, fuck you,
I
man. I don't
mean,
want
and
Thank
to do
you.
this.
I feel like the way society is, they've worked so hard on making women so insecure and at every step of the way.
Oh my
Like when
god,
it
so
comes to keeping
bad.
a home, when
Yeah.
it comes to the way we look and everything,
Oh,
and men
keeping a
just kind
home
of
for sure.
like they get like like they go away unscathed. But I think time is changing, and so like we're women are being more verbal about like what we expect from men, and so like men are like crying about it, like, oh, look at these women, they're gold diggers, they're awful, because they're not used to being held to a standard. They're not used to being held
Mm-hmm.
to like a standard that they have
Preach.
to reach. And now, so it's just kind of like, oh my God, now that they're feeling insecure because my bag's not big enough, my bank account's not big enough. I can't take care of a home. I can't take care of a wife and kids. I can't make sure that my wife doesn't have to wash dishes and clean and do everything while she takes care of I can't do all this stuff. So they start feeling insecure the same way that we do about our bodies after a baby or about gaining a little bit of weight because of
Yeah.
hormonal issues or whatever, because it's all about what our role is like in society, and just kind of men are supposed to protect and provide. So finally, it's not a matter of, because women are able to provide and do all that stuff for themselves, for
Mm-hmm.
ourselves now too. So there's a level of, okay, so if you can't do this, then what are you good for? Where, you know what I mean? And then with on the other side, women, we're supposed to be fertile and beautiful and all this stuff. And if we're doing that and protecting and providing, and we're able to have kids and do all this stuff, what is it that you're good for? So a lot of men are like crying now. That's why you have all these passport bros and these podcasts, because now we're not just accepting whatever we can get, because it's like, oh damn, I'm not allowed to work. I can't get a bank account. I can't do this or that. So I just have to take whatever this man gives me. No, we can go get everything. So now that we can get everything and more, why you're not, and you've had all these years to do it, why you're not reaching where I'm at? Why is my bag bigger than yours? Why you got that pot belly? Why are you broke? Why can't you take care of this? Why can't you take care of that? Why can I do all this by myself and you can't even do half of it? Let's talk about it. So we live in a society now where men are feeling insecure in a way that women have made to feel insecure from the time that they were putting freaking, uranium and all type of other shit on their face to make them beautiful. Didn't even know it was
Mhm.
like, chemicals and shit, to now. And I love to see it.
Yeah.
It's a
I do
balance,
too.
it's
I
a
do.
balance. Like,
She's so
yeah,
fucking, she's such a Taurus, man. She's such a Taurus. She's a Taurus.
I
You know
love to
why?
see
Because
it,
she be
baby.
well, we are seeing it. I think I think it's more now too because of the sorry. I can't hold it like I can't
My
burp
poor
my
little
throat.
pothead.
I
Oh, my poor
know.
little poet.
It's so hard to be a
My poor pothead, pobrecito. Oh, my little baby.
pothead. um,
It's okay.
but no, you know what I think it is also? I think it's because a lot of like the end of Gen X and the millennial women, right? We grew up in a time of like the transition with technology and everything and the communication and
Yeah.
all that stuff more, right? So we were becoming way more self-aware because we were able to connect outside of just our networks and stuff like that of what we've been bred to think about. You know what I mean? I mean, like and that's
Mhm.
including environments like the barrio. You know what I mean? You never think that you're gonna get the fuck out of it's a brainwashing thing. And millennial women and we're like, fuck that shit. That's why they always say that we're the best fucking bosses because we're like, as long as you get your shit done, I don't fucking care, man. I don't give a fuck what you do with your
Yeah.
life. You know what I mean? Just
Right.
get your
I'm not
shit
a
done.
micromanager with my employees,
Right? I
baby.
don't give a fuck.
Like, get
You
it
know
done. I
what
don't care what you do,
I
honey.
mean? So because
You might have a
but
glass of wine in the middle of the day, but just get your shit done while you're doing it. I don't care what you do.
it's that hyper awareness, and I think it's like, going down, to our younger generation too, our Gen Z's, like they watched our moms be like, fuck that, we're not taking this shit no more. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and going and doing all this shit and working hard and taking the buses and fucking doing all the extra
Yeah.
shit when daddy wasn't there. They saw that shit and they saw mama do that shit and they started saying, you know what? No, no more. No
Yeah.
fucking more, man. And that includes like, and that's like, I don't know, but like and so that's the thing. Like some people say my standards are really fucking high. Yeah. Do you know how hard I had to work to get it that high? Like seriously.
And what you
It
learn too.
right,
It gets
like
higher. The more you learn, the older you get, the
the
more
the
experience you
more
have.
exactly, because I swear to God, every single
Hmm.
person I talk to, the one thing that is always consistent is that perspective will change. Change will happen. And that
Mm-hmm.
includes your perspective the older you get. And not just that, you are wired biologically to be different chemically, which also helps that too. So, it's like,
Hmm.
fuck. You know
That's
what I
wild when people
mean?
tell me that like people's like, oh, your expectations and your are too high. Like I'm just like, well, maybe yours are too
Mhm.
low. And those are people I avoid because that type of energy affects you chemically. Like hanging around and being in the space of people that have a lower like vibration and lower like requirement and a lower view of themselves definitely affects you in a negative way. And that's why I make it a point to like every woman that's around me, I try to encourage them to be more and greater than what they even can think because I already know how society breaks us down and makes us think that this is it. That's bullshit. Complete bullshit. Now, if you want to believe it, that's fine. But I'm always like gonna be a voice to encourage women that's around me that if I know and I can see it in them. Now, I'm not gonna if I think that you are where you're supposed to be at and that's all you got to offer, I'm gonna be like, girl, just maximize what you got, be great, and do what you got to do. But if I feel like there's more and you're holding yourself back and I can see it and feel it, I'm always going to water that plant and
Yep.
encourage more. You know what I mean? Because life is rough. Be life.
It
And
comes
it
at you
sucks when
fast,
some
right?
girls can't receive it because you can, have those expectations and then you get around the people with lower ones and then now they have secret animosity because who do you think you are? You know?
You see,
So
but
I think that's
that's why I
also
always go block that with that energy of not my circus, not my clowns. You know what I mean?
exactly that's what I'm saying. That's why it's important also because when she said she doesn't it's dangerous or however she said it
Mm-hmm.
to hang out with people with a whole different mindset when it comes to
Ooh,
that.
let's just talk about that.
It's good to uplift them, but sometimes the wrong people can receive it wrong in the wrong
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
way.
And
Oh
doesn't mean we
yeah.
don't hang out. You just act like a gardener. Like I've always grown food and I plant a seed and walk away. I'll water it every blue
Hmm.
moon, but I'm not standing there watching it and hanging around. I'm just you plant the seed and then you let it be. If it's gonna take, it takes. And you don't take it personally because guess what? I've also seen seeds that I planted one season and they don't take for years. So it's
Until
not about you.
later, right? They come
It
back.
right. I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't plant any, zucchini on that side of my yard since like 4 or 5 years ago. How is it all the way those finally taken?
Hmm.
It's not about you. People have ego. They think that
Yeah.
once I tell you something, you got to take it. No, people, if you care
Yeah.
about someone, you plant a seed and they might not know that they need it or it might not take for years, but at least you plant it.
I
And I know
love
that from my
that.
own personal because I have had people water me and plant things within me, and I did not see it until later. They didn't see it, but it came when it was supposed to come. It didn't come a season earlier or a season later. It came exactly when it needed to come. And when people take
I
their
love
feelings
that.
and their emotions out of it and stop acting like, oh, if I tell you something, I'm the all knowing, you need to listen, and
Uh-huh.
you don't listen. So
Yep.
guess what? Fuck you. And this and that. They would feel so much better by just planting the seed,
To
giving
the
you
initial
love,
reaction
watering it, and
sometimes.
then going on about it and just keep encouraging it. Your encouragement is the water, and don't attach your feelings of, oh, you're supposed to listen to me because I told you. Who the fuck are you? Most people, most of us are
Ooh.
trying to figure it out anyway. I don't even know half
Mhm.
the time. I'm fucking up. So if I give you a little something, something, you can resonate with it. Take it how you take it.
Right. I love that. I love that. I love that
Because
because it's so true. That is so true. That is
yeah,
so true. I
well,
love that whole
I think we
thing.
should end it like
yeah,
that.
it's true.
That hit.
That's it.
It's
That hit
true.
No,
Because
different.
you hear it all the time.
no,
You hear it all
no,
the time.
it's
People
true.
complain like,
No,
"Oh,
it's
I gave her
fucking
advice
true.
and she
It
didn't
is
take it,
true.
or he didn't take it." It's they're not
But they're
supposed to
not
take nothing
listening
from new media. You're not. They are listening
right away.
just because.
Mhm.
Exactly. You can't tell the earth is not doing what it's supposed to do because you planted something and didn't take yet. The earth and the Most High Creator moves on its own time, not yours. You're merely a messenger, a tool, a speck in this beautiful multiverse, this universe, everything. Play your part, and you'll be a lot less stressed out trying to tell other people what to do, how to live their life. Period.
And
And
I
that
love that. There,
is
I have
girlhood dialogue.
um,
We
I have a story about that.
go
Ooh,
ahead, go ahead, go
detail.
ahead, go
My
ahead, go
mom,
ahead.
right? When I was younger, I was probably 21. I'm 27 now. Um, I remember there was I was at work,
Jeez.
and there was this man who come up to me, right? And he wasn't from my city, and he asked, all right, so he asked me a little bit about myself, and I told him like I had a kid, and he was like, oh, have a kid too, and I was like, I asked him if it was a boy or girl, and he didn't answer. He was just like, oh, like we should link later, right? I didn't know this man. I met him from work. And so I was like, he was like, maybe we can link and like you can show me around or whatever. And I was like, all right. And so I go home and I told my mom, and I'm like, Mom, there was this cute guy and he said we should link and he's not from here and this and that and the third, right? And my mom was like, I don't know, that kind of sounds dangerous. And she told me about like, she kind of warned me about the situation. And I'm just like, no, it's okay, it's fine, you know? But I take that as she planted a seed in my head at that moment to be more vigilant, like while I'm out, you know?
Period. That part.
And so then when I went out, I was more alert than if I would have went out just all free willy nilly. And
Mm-hmm.
so when I got out, I see I didn't receive it right when she said it, but when I got out and my surroundings didn't feel right, I went back home. And so I'm just so glad she's, put that seed in my head because something bad could have happened if
Sometimes
I
that's all
wouldn't
that
have listened to
That's
No,
her.
all you
that's
need,
just
baby.
that's the
Sometimes that's all you
universe.
need. You know, I've had a lot of friends,
Universe.
and even myself, like when I first in 2008, 2007-ish, really, when I first started my practice, when I first started my business, a friend of mine, I wanted to do something, but I always had, at this point in my 20s, I had a lot of negative self-talk, you know. But she planted seeds in me like nobody else, and planted, and watered me like nobody else. And it wasn't much. It was just like, girl, you are brilliant. You're one of the most intelligent people I've ever met. That's why you graduated the top of your class in college. That's why you did this. And she'd always remind me of my greatness. And a opportunity presented itself. Somebody came to me and was like, "Hey, I love your vision. I would invest in this. I would invest in you." And her words popped in my mind at that time, and I said, you know what,
Mhm.
okay, I'll go for it. And I felt empowered by that in a way that I would not have if she had not been saying what she said to me. Now it took 2 or 3 years for it to kind of like come to fruition, to where, but it was because of her words that in that moment when the opportunity presented itself,
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, like I'm like, my girlfriend Meredith, she said that I'm great, and I love her and this and that, and I can do it. Like she had so much, and she was older than me. You know what I mean? She was so
Yeah.
much older than me. She was like 12 years older than me. So I had that look up to her too. That's why I'm always encouraging younger women, like encouraging them and watering them and letting them know, hey, I'm here if you need
So
me.
important.
Hey, exactly. Because sometimes they don't even have a lot of people to water their own mothers. And I mean, a lot of women, even in this space, that their own mothers are their first bullies, are their
Yeah.
first haters, are their first everything like negative. Their moms don't give two fucks about them. And that's the crazy part too. And that's why I am definitely the way that I am and continue to be that way.
Yep.
Shit.
What the hell were you doing, Kizzy? You
Sorry.
sorry.
I got kids. I had to do something real quick.
Oh,
But
you
no,
fine.
I love that.
You went
And
down to
even
the floor. I'm like,
conversation, even this conversation that we're having now, it's a seed. And it's something I'm gonna always remember, and I'm gonna think about it when the opportunity presents itself. For me, maybe in the future, if I'm like, maybe I should say this, nah, maybe they won't, I probably should say this because even
Hmm.
if they don't receive it now, I'm gonna remember this conversation forever.
You know what, Kizzy? And without even knowing, you plant seeds already with your creations, truly, right? Because we wouldn't even be sitting here, you wouldn't even be talking to Sweetest Flower on this couch or any having any of this conversation, honestly, if that world wasn't my sanctuary in Meta Horizon Worlds. So you
Oh,
also are a beautiful plant seeder yourself.
Period.
thank
I
you.
co-sign that. I co-sign it.
Thank you so
I
much
really do
for
appreciate that.
being on the show tonight, though. I really do appreciate it. I feel like we should have her on the couch more often. Like it was,
Absolutely, I agree.
I
I
don't know what.
appreciate
I
being
love
here. I love it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely agree.
We're gonna do our shameless plugs, and what that means is we're just gonna go around the couch and do just like whatever plug for anybody. It could be for you, it could be for anybody you know, whatever. Just throw it out there and see what catches. Okay, we'll start with love
Excuse
so
me.
you can see how it
Just
goes.
a burning
In a way,
smell.
you're not too over.
Mm.
So starting over there
Okay.
with lovely shameless plugs.
Right. Hi guys, I'm Lovely240. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at Lovely240_VR. The only thing I want to say is Trixie and I are World Scouts for Indie Tours. Please send us any worlds you guys want us to check out. If they're your worlds, your friends' worlds, we're always down
Yeah.
to go check them out. So please message us on Instagram.
And
That's
she
it.
tags people, guys.
Yes, I
Yeah.
do. Yes.
Is it my turn? Hello, hello. I don't have my link in bio share today, but Trixie
Finally.
ZN on Instagram. I have a link tree if you want to look for like other links to like if you need a headset or Ray-Bans or games. I have codes and
Yeah.
stuff on my link tree. I'm also in the Maxim contest. I got kicked out of the main contest, but I'm still in the other one, so you can still vote. Except I'm sad I got kicked out of the 100,000 one. But anyway, yeah. So there's other contests I'm still in. So vote for me. I'm like doing well in the other ones. Yeah. So and I'm excited to go to O next month. And it's swimsuit season. Yeah. There's lots of swimsuit
Suit
pictures on my
season.
Instagram, as Sue mentioned earlier. Check them out,
Yeah.
follow. That's my thirst trap to get you to vote. Damn it.
No, no,
Bye.
no, 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 no. Let me, no, no, no. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. There's a difference between thirst traps, girls putting it out there in a certain way, and the way Trixie in other way, like, do it.
Hmm.
She does it in a very sexy and a very mature way. So, like, don't get it twisted, right? Like, it is not. It is a very much different level than a thirst trap. Okay, so
It's not
check
only
out her
fans thirst
link.
trap. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. We
Not only
okay.
fans. No.
So
Mm-mm.
she is classy, honey. Show those dollar bills. Link in bio. All right.
$100
Starting
bills
over.
only, okay?
That's so funny.
We don't do dollar bills.
so
Sorry. Nuh-uh.
starting over the sweetest.
Oh, that video
Okay,
from
my
that
name
girl with the
is
bunny is
Sweetest
so funny.
Flower. I am one half of Meta Genre Music. We are a full scale, fully licensed music distribution and record label here in the metaverse, backed by Empire Distribution, Empire Records. So if you know a musician that is looking to expand their reach with their music while maintaining their independence as an independent creator and an independent artist, make sure you send them to me, Sweetest Flower _VR on Instagram or Meta Genre
Mm.
Music. You can Google us anywhere, Meta Genre Music. You can on Google and you'll be able to find us. Also, again, if you forget about Trixie, you can find a bunch of her links in my bio,
Oh yeah.
in my
Oh,
link
that's so
tree.
sweet.
I've got her links in there if you want to buy something. So if you're like, oh, I remember Sweetest Flower and I need a headset, go to my links in my bio and you'll be linked to her so
Aw.
she get credit for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Meta, where's my credit? Damn you.
Right.
Oh.
That's
Right.
another story, okay? No comment.
All right. So I guess it's my turn. Over here, cameraman. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for coming out on. I mean, well, yes, thank you everybody for being in the audience and the live stream. I am actually, really hope y'all enjoy the new set. I am running on fumes and I am ready to, my eyes are burning. So, yeah, we have a whole bunch of stuff coming up. Just watch my reels. I will give me a day to recuperate. But yeah, thanks for watching and thank you for being on. Thank y'all, my ladies over here, putting
Yes.
it in. Sweetest Flower for bringing in the spirit. And
Absolutely.
Kizzy, yes, thank you so much for being here, man.
Kitty.
I am like you. You always, and I don't care. And I've always said this. I've said this on Soapstone. I said this on everything. I don't fucking care. I'm biased. Okay, Kizzy will always have like it is my favorite world ever. Like
Yeah.
it's just like I mean, like I still go in there. It's gonna make me cry. I'm too emotional. See, I'm
Oh,
tired, guys. Mm, thank you.
Thank you
And
too.
that's another
deep
night
cuts. It's
here at
hilarious.
Girl Code Dialogue. See you next week. Um,
Bye.
yeah.
And may everything you put out into the universe come back to you 1,000 fold, baby.
Mm. And with
Unless it's
that
voodoo.
being said, bye.
Oh,
Tell them.
bye.
This is
Many
what's
blessings and
successful. Ooh,
manifestations. I
I was
can't even
stressing
talk,
in the
y'all.
beginning. I'm not gonna lie. My
Oh,
heart is
Kizzy.
thumping now. But we did it, Joey.
Aw.